it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Apologies if you can hear a grass getting cut somewhere. I have shut the window, but it's still really loud. And I've got double glazing. Anyway, I am here with my card for the Pink Bubble Cards Alphabet Challenge. Now, I am still catching up. I think there maybe is a new one out tomorrow. I'm still 2 behind. However, what I'm making is my shaker, S for shaker card. And so I have done a little bit of prep, and then I thought I'll show you how I'm going to do the next bit. I had a little troll. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with shakers. I think they look brilliant. But whenever I make one, I think, oh, I'm not doing that for a long time. It's always a bit of a kerfuffle, shall we say. So, I had a little scroll on Pinterest, as I do. Perfect way to procrastinate. And I saw somebody had shared a couple of different shakers where the shaker didn't... The shaker was basically based around a hole in the card. So the card had an aperture, and that aperture had been made into the shaker. So that's what I'm going to have a bash at today. So I've got a 6x6 card base. I think I'm going to do it like a tent fold. And yesterday, the postie, our lovely postie, brought me the new Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine, and it had this as the pre-gift. Now this is right up my street. Sunflowers, there's a wee bit of autumnalness to it. Beautiful. So, and I had a little flick through the magazine. I've not had time to sit down with it, but I see lovely Ashley from Paper and Twine Crafts has made some gorgeous projects with this pack. So I've just had a little flick through. There's loads of papers. There's some like sort of cut apart kind of, is that what you call them? Sheets? What do they call them? Die cut topper sheets, that's what you call it. So I've cut a square which is going to sit on the top, and I need to cut my aperture, so I'm going to make it a circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, this is the sort of thing that I make a mess of when I'm trying to line up 2 different layers with the same window that I want to balance up. So I'm going to line it up on here before, and I'm just going to tape it with some of my little washi tape. Each 2 diagonal corners should be enough, I think. So I'm going to tape it like that. So hopefully that's going to peel off nicely and not rip off the paper. And then I'm going to decide where my little window is going to go and cut them both at once. Is that straight? Dum, dum. Is this what everybody else has already figured out to do, or am I just late to the programme? My idea is to have some decorations on the front, but the message, the sentiment, you'll be able to see through the little window with the shaker to the message. So, right, let me just cut it. Back in a second. Okay, so now I can pop that out and keep my little circles. Oh, of course, it's peeled off a wee bit of the card. Ugh. Well, never mind. It's made a wee bit of a mess at the corners, but I now have the window lined up. And I also cut myself a little frame to go on it from one of the other papers. It's this pretty. Hello! So I can stick that on the front there so that it gives it a wee bit of. So yeah. So I'll be back in a minute once I've figured out the next stage. You don't want to see me humming and hawing and being confused, do you? Back in a second. So I have added my little window. So you probably got just a bit of acetate on the back of my pattern paper, and obviously I needed it some on the other side too, because I've got this hole in the card. And I also realised when I was doing that my square doesn't fit every way, so I have figured it out that that's the way it sticks on. So I've just written myself a wee note that this is for like the top of the card. So now what I need to do is raise it up so that there's space between the two bits of acetate for the shaker elements. So I'm going to have a fiddle about. I'm not going to make you watch that because this is the bit I always faff and faff. So yeah, I'll be back. Right, so I have, as I say, I've got my window on there, and I have put a whole load of sticky tape around. So I discovered I had a roll of this like foam tape stuff, so I've just gone to town with it. So I've put it around here, around the frame, and a little bit in the corners. And once I'd done that, I realised, of course, I couldn't see where I'd written top. So that wasn't very helpful. So before I made it sticky, peeled off all the backing of the tape, I measured it up to check, yeah, it's going to fit on like that. So now is the faffy bit. I've had a little rummage in my drawer of shaker stuff. Yes, I have a drawer, even though I don't really do them very often. I'm going to use this little diamond. They're just teeny weeny little sequins from Nuvo. These are light gold, and again, they're teeny weeny. And this is some little bead, like tiny little beads, which I'm probably going to tip everywhere. So they are a sort of a red colour. So I've got a little scoop that somebody gave me in a swap, I think, and I'm just going to put some in. I never used to put little beads, I always just used to put sequins, but I think the beads help everything to move. And I'm hoping that I haven't just put that I've not messed up the tape and they're all going to escape. Now this is the tense part, so I'm going to line that up. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, and then I'm just going to try and line it up so the windows, and that should mean the square is kind of in place. Yay! Whoops. Okay, so there we go. So now I need to put something in the back and a little bit of decoration on here. So I have got, there's a sheet of different sentiments, and as I say, there's a whole load of these kind of toppery things. So maybe something from here to kind of decorate there. That might have something. Or maybe one of those. Where is my... Here we go. So I'm thinking this is going to be sent to somebody that's having a wee bit of a hard time. So maybe either sending hugs or thinking of you. I think sending hugs. So I'm going to cut that out. Did I tell you about my disaster I've had? I mean, I'm stretching that. It's not really a disaster, but I had this pair of scissors that I have used for years and years. I don't know where I got them, but they were just... When I wanted to like cut something like this with a kind of a sort of longish, straightish edge, they were my go-to scissors, and they broke. The handle of them broke. So yeah, that was a bit of a pain. So my idea is to have this in here, something like so. It maybe needs a little bit of, maybe I'll put a bit of this behind it to make it stand out, or there is like a, oh, there was another polka dotty one that was the dark colour. Maybe pop it on there. So yeah, these ones were actually like my kind of sewing scissors. Not that I ever do much sewing, but and I liked them for that, so I thought, oh, they'll be fine. I can get another pair of sewing scissors, but then actually they're a bit rubbish paper. So I'm on a mission, not something that costs a fortune, but what kind of, do you have big kind of scissors that you like? This sort of size. I've got these ones that I love for little fussy cutting. These are Fiskars. Maybe I should get a big pair of Fiskars. What's everybody's, are you fussy like me, or am I just being dramatic? And there's worse things going on in the world right enough, but right, let's see. Do you know what it is with these? They're not comfy. They do an alright job, but they're not, they are not really very comfortable. So I've put the glue on there, and then something like that. Maybe I shouldn't have made it at an angle, but I've done it now. So sending hugs, and then what about a wee flower? These are quite cute, and they're kind of keep that circle sort of theme going. Or this is very sweet actually. The little watering can is quite cute. And these are quite, you'll just get lost I think, won't they? This one's nice. Like that. Now I might just trim off any little taggy bits that are left. One of them on. Okay. And then inside, maybe. Maybe just one of these in the corner would be. Oops. No. Okay, I think I've done. So I have done my S4 shaker. What do you think? Have you ever made one where it's a window into the card with your shaker? It's probably very common, and I'm just late to the party as per usual. Let me know what you think in the comments, and what else have I got to do? Q for quote. So that will be the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Take care now.